Dry counties, places where alcohol sales are completely illegal, not just on Sundays, not just after certain hours, never. The entire county is dry. You'd think that stops drinking, it doesn't. It just creates a $3 to $5 billion underground economy. But dry counties are different from the bootlegger houses we covered in episode 1. Because in dry counties, there are two supply chains competing for the same customers. Chain 1, bootleggers who drive to the next county, buy alcohol at stores, bring it back, and resell at double the price. Chain 2, Moonshiners, people who build stills, produce their own alcohol, distill it in backyard sheds and mountain hollows, bottle it in mason jars, and sell it locally for $35 to $50 per jar. Production cost, $5 to $10 per jar. Profit, $25 to $40 per jar. Pure profit. No middleman, no supply chain, just corn, sugar, water, fire, and time. And they've been doing this for 100+ years. Grandfather taught father, and father taught son. Family stills passed down through generations. Secret recipes, Appalachian tradition. This is Bootlegger Houses Episode 2, Dry County Economics, where store-bought bootlegging competes with hillbilly moonshine production. Let's follow both money trails through dry America. First, understand how many dry counties still exist. Most people think Prohibition ended in 1933. It did federally, but local counties can still ban alcohol sales, and hundreds have. The current dry county map, fully dry counties, no alcohol sales at all, approximately 83 counties across America, mostly concentrated in the South. Kentucky, Arkansas, Mississippi, Kansas, Tennessee, Texas. Partially dry counties, beer and wine only, or restricted sales, approximately 500+ counties, various restrictions. Some allow beer but not liquor. Some allow sales but not on Sundays. Some allow sales only in certain areas. Total population living in dry or partially dry counties, 5 to 10 million Americans. They can't walk into a store and buy alcohol legally. Not in their county. So what do? 3 options. Option 1, drive to the next county, 30 to 60 miles round trip. Buy legally, drive back, time-consuming but legal. Option 2, buy from local bootlegger house. Pays 100 to 150% markup over store prices, but convenient, right in neighborhood, no long drive. Option 3, buy moonshine from local still operator. Cheaper than bootlegger usually. Local product, family recipe, Appalachian tradition. Most residents use a combination. Drive to wet county for big purchases. Use bootlegger for convenience. Buy moonshine for special occasions or preference. This creates a $3 to $5 billion annual underground economy split between two supply chains. Store-bought resale worth $2 to $3 billion. Moonshine production worth $1 to $2 billion. And here's the key. The people making money from dry counties, they vote to keep counties dry. Dry counties don't stay dry just because of religion. They stay dry because bootleggers and moonshiners profit from Prohibition, and they organize to maintain it. Let's start with the simpler supply chain, store-bought bootlegging. This is what we covered in episode 1, but specific to dry counties. How it works. Step 1. Bootlegger drives to wet county, usually 30 to 60 miles away. The nearest place alcohol is legal. Step 2. Buys alcohol at regular store prices. Fills trunk with cases of beer, bottles of liquor, wine, spending $2,000 to $5,000 on inventory. Step 3. Returns to dry county. Stores alcohol in house, garage, or dedicated space. Step 4. Sells to local customers at 100 to 150% markup. A $15 bottle of vodka becomes $30 to $40. A $12 six-pack becomes $25 to $30. The economics: purchase cost, $2,000 to $5,000 weekly in alcohol, store prices in wet county. Sale revenue, $4,000 to $10,000 weekly, marked up in dry county. Gross profit, $2,000 to $5,000 weekly. Annual profit, $100,000 to $250,000. After gas, vehicle wear, time investment, net profit $80,000 to $200,000 annually. Why customers pay the markup? Convenience. Driving to Wet County takes 2 to 3 hours round trip. Gas money. Time away from work or family. For many residents, paying double is worth avoiding the drive. Availability. Bootlegger is always there. No planning needed. Ran out of beer on Saturday night? Bootlegger has it. Don't want to drive Sunday morning for mimosas? Bootlegger is open. Cash and discretion. Some customers don't want credit card records showing alcohol purchases. Religious community pressure. Employers who frown on drinking. Family members who disapprove. Cash purchase from Bootlegger leaves no trail. The money ladder for store-bought chain. Solo operator, drives self, sells from home, $50,000 to $100,000 annually. Established house, dedicated location, regular customers, $100,000 to $200,000 annually. Multi-house operator, supplies several sellers, $200,000 to $500,000 annually. This is the lower risk, lower margin supply chain, just resale, no production. Margins are good, 100 to 150%, but cost of goods is high, paying retail in Wet County. Now let's look at the high-risk, high-margin supply chain. Moonshine. Moonshine changes everything. Because Moonshiners don't buy from stores, they produce alcohol themselves. And production cost is $5 to $10 per jar. Sale price is $35 to $50 per jar. Profit margin, 300 to 400%. How moonshine production works. Step 1. Build or inherit a still. Traditional copper still costs $2,000 to $5,000, but many stills are generational. Grandfathers still passed to father, passed to son, been in family 50 to 100 years. Step 2. Acquire ingredients. Corn or cornmeal, sugar, yeast, water. Total cost for batch making 50 to 100 jars, $100 to $200. Step 3. Fermentation. Mix ingredients. Let ferment 5 to 10 days. Creates mash with alcohol content. Step 4. Distillation. Heat mash and still. Alcohol vaporizes at lower temperature than water. Vapors condense in cooling coils. Pure alcohol drips out. This is the art. Temperature control. Knowing when to collect, when to discard foreshots, poisonous methanol, when to stop collecting, weak tails. Step 5. Bottling. Pour into mason jars. Some moonshiners age in charred oak, creates color, flavor, smoother taste. Others sell clear white lightning immediately. Step 6. Distribution. Sell to bootlegger houses, wholesale $25 to $35 per jar, or sell direct to customers $35 to $50 per jar. The economics of moonshine: production cost per jar, $2 to $4 ingredients, fuel jars. Wholesale price, selling to bootlegger, $25 to $35 per jar. Retail price, selling direct, $35 to $50 per jar. Profit per jar, $23 to $46 depending on sales channel. Weekly production, small operation, 50 to 100 jars. Weekly profit, $150 to $4,600. Annual profit, $60 to $240,000. And this is tax-free, cash only, no supply chain dependence. Compare to store-bought bootlegger. Bootlegger pays $15 for vodka, sells for $35, makes $20 profit. Moonshiner pays $3 to make jar, sells for $40, makes $37 profit. Moonshiner's profit margin is double the bootlegger's. Per unit sold, Moonshine makes way more money. But there's a catch: risk. Store-bought bootlegger, if caught, misdemeanor, fines, maybe 30 to 90 days jail for repeat offense, not federal crime. Moonshiner, if caught, federal crime, illegal production of alcohol, 5 to 20 years federal prison, asset forfeiture, lose still, property, vehicles, ATF investigation, IRS tax evasion charges. This is why moonshine production is art passed through families. You don't just start moonshining. You learn from someone who's been doing it 30 to 40 years, who knows how to not get caught, where to build stills, remote locations, hidden from roads, near water source. How to dispose of mash, the smell attracts attention. When to run, cold weather vapor doesn't rise as much. How to distribute, trusted network, no strangers. The moonshine culture, why it's different. These aren't drug dealers. These are craftsmen, artisans, preserving Appalachian tradition. Multi-generational operations. Grandfather built the still in 1940s during dry era, taught father in 1960s. Father taught son in 1980s, son running it today in 2020s. Same still, same location, same family recipe. Family recipes, secret ingredients. Some add fruit, peaches, apples for flavor. Some use specific corn varieties. Some age in barrels. Recipes passed down, never written, only told. Cultural identity. In Appalachian communities, moonshining isn't crime, it's heritage. Grandfather was moonshiner. Everyone knows, no one talks about it to outsiders. But within community, pride, respect. That's good shine is high compliment. Different demographics than bootleggers. Moonshiners are often older, typically 50 to 70 years old. Many have been making moonshine for 30 to 50 years, using it as retirement income to supplement Social Security, pass the time, and maintain community traditions. When law enforcement asks about moonshine stills, the community doesn't talk. There's a code of silence. These are neighbors, family, and locals with strong ties. The product is local, and no one rats out the moonshiner, protecting their own. A small moonshine operation run by one person might produce 50 jars weekly. The ingredient cost is $100 per week, with production costs of $2 per jar and sale prices averaging $40 per jar. This brings in $2,000 weekly revenue and $1,900 profit. Larger operations producing 100 to 150 jars weekly have ingredient costs of $200 per week and cost per jar of $1.60. With sale prices averaging $38 per jar, weekly profits can be $4,550, adding up to $236,600 annually. Many moonshiners have been at it for 30 to 50 years. Never caught, they can make between $100,000 and $240,000 annually, tax-free, for decades. Over 40 years at $150,000 per year, that's $6 million in untaxed lifetime earnings. Dry counties don't stay dry because of religion alone. Bootleggers and moonshiners profit from Prohibition, creating strong financial incentives to keep these counties dry. A bootlegger making $150,000 a year from a dry county loses their income if laws change. Legalizing alcohol destroys bootlegger income overnight. Walmart enters selling alcohol at normal prices, eliminating the bootlegger's markup. For moonshiners, legal competition drops their income in half or worse, as many customers switch to brand names like Jack Daniels. With massive financial incentive to keep counties dry, bootleggers and moonshiners mobilize their networks for low-turnout elections. They call customers, urge people to vote to protect values, and use organized voting blocks. 100 to 200 votes can swing results in small communities. Bootleggers making $100,000 to $300,000 a year can contribute $5,000 to $20,000 to politicians who support keeping things dry. In small county elections, that cash buys major influence, political loyalty, and can drastically impact campaign outcomes. The campaign to keep counties dry never admits bootleggers want to protect profits. Instead, it focuses on moral and religious messaging. Protect Christian values, keep alcohol out of our community, and think of the children. But the funding comes from bootlegger money. Many bootleggers and moonshiners are respected churchgoers. They organize through churches, encouraging others to vote to keep the county dry, framing it as a matter of protecting values, while serving as trusted figures within the community. The result: dry counties stay dry for economic reasons disguised as moral reasons. Real example of incentive structure: Moore County, Tennessee, home of Jack Daniel's Distillery, the largest whiskey distillery in America. They distill millions of gallons annually, ship worldwide, but Moore County is dry. You cannot buy Jack Daniel's in Moore County. The distillery can make it, but can't sell it locally. Why? Because local bootleggers want it that way. They buy Jack Daniel's in neighboring wet counties, bring it back, sell at markup. If Moore County went wet, Jack Daniel's store at distillery would sell at normal prices. bootleggers lose income. So even though the county's entire economy revolves around whiskey production, the county stays dry because Prohibition profits the bootleggers. This is the economics of keeping alcohol illegal. The people making $100,000 to $300,000 annually from Prohibition, they're the loudest voices to maintain it. They donate, they organize, they vote, they win. And dry counties stay dry year after year, decade after decade. Not because of religion, because of money. Store-bought advantages, brand names, customers know what they're getting. Jack Daniels tastes like Jack Daniels. Bud Light is Bud Light. Consistent quality, variety. Bootlegger can offer 50 different products: vodka, whiskey, rum, tequila, beer, wine. Whatever customers want. Lower risk perception. Customers feel safer buying known brands versus unknown moonshine. Moonshine advantages. Higher proof. Moonshine is typically 80 to 100 plus proof. Stronger than store liquor, usually 80 proof. More alcohol per dollar. Local product, cultural cash. Supporting local, Appalachian tradition, family recipe, authentic experience. Cheaper sometimes. While both are marked up, moonshine can be cheaper per ounce of alcohol due to high proof. Store-bought bootlegging, $2 to $3 billion, lower margins, lower risk, reselling brands. Moonshine production, $1 to $2 billion, higher margins, higher risk. Appalachian tradition, multi-generational stills, secret family recipes. And both exist because Prohibition creates the market, make alcohol illegal, create demand for underground supply. This is Bootlegger Houses. We follow the money through America's underground alcohol economy. From Appalachian stills to dry county bootleggers to Sunday sales to after-hours operations, we're documenting every angle. Subscribe for episode 3. Comment. Have you bought from bootleggers on a Sunday or after hours? Anonymous comments welcome. Share with anyone interested in Prohibition economics, underground markets, or neighborhood business operations.